Ayan, good evening, everyone. Welcome to our discussion tonight. We will be discussing a very important topic, understanding Bitcoin halving, implication and insights. So, ano ba talaga yung Bitcoin halving na tinatawag? Ano ba to? So, as you can see, meron dito 2009, 2012, 2016, 2020 at saka 2024. Nakikita nyo naman po, ano? Nakikita nyo po ba?
Yes po, Coach. Liwanag po.
Yan, so,
Klaro po. Nababasa nga namin, Coach.
yan, so what is this years? So, this years is every 4 years. So, tinatawag siyang Bitcoin halving. Halving is from the word half. So, ibig sabihin, every 4 years, nagiging half of the supply ng Bitcoin yung unti-unting lumalabas, nag-circulate. So, yung total supply ng Bitcoin is 21 million, but it is not all circulating nung nagsimula. Kumbaga hindi siya lahat circulated na. Na-unlock siya every block na namamine, may tinatawag na Bitcoin reward doon sa mga yung sa mga miners o sa validators na nagpa-process ng transaction. Yung mga computer na nagpa-process ng transaction, every time na nakaka-process sila ng transaction, automatic nagkakaroon sila ng miners reward or Bitcoin reward na tinatawag. Doon na unlock. So, noong 2009, every block mayroong 50 Bitcoin na mamine. So, every 4 years, according to the Bitcoin documentation, dapat bababa yan, mahahati yung reward. So, let's say, for example, in 2009, 50 Bitcoin per block yung reward. Noong 2012, 25 na lang. So, every 4 years, mas lalong lumiliit yung supply ng Bitcoin. Padami yung nag-a-adapt, gumagamit at bumibili, paliit na lang yung supply. That's why yung price niya is lalong tumataas. So that's why a lot of cryptocurrency, kinakopy nila yung ganitong parang ganitong scheme ng pag-circulate ng cryptocurrency. That's why in our case sa FCC, we have what they call staking schedule. Na every year, pababa yung staking percentage natin. Kasi we're staking coins. So, noong 2009, 50 per block. Pag sinabi mong block, it's group of transaction. Like every 5 minutes, lahat ng transaction doon, i-update doon sa blockchain record. So, once na-update na siya, finalize na, tinatawag siyang block. It's a group of transaction. It's a group every certain time. Depende sa blockchain kung anong nakaset. Sa Bitcoin, it's like every 30 seconds yata, if I'm not mistaken, 30 seconds is, or every ilang minutes. So, 2009, 50, 2012, 25 per block. 2016 is 12.5. Noong 2020, naging 6.25. Ngayong 2024 is coming April. The Bitcoin halving will occur and Bitcoin reward will become 3.25 per block. So, tinatawag siyang Bitcoin halving. Ibig sabihin, mas lalong kukunti yung supply na lalabas, mag-circulate. So yan. Again, what is Bitcoin halving? Bitcoin halving is an event program into the Bitcoin protocol which reduces the reward miners receive for validating transaction by half. So yan yung tinatawag na Bitcoin halving. So yung reward ng miners or validators, yung nagbabalidate ng Bitcoin transaction, this miners is software computers. So, yung reward na po nare-receive nila is mahahati every 4 years. It occurs approximately every 4 years, specifically every 210,000 blocks. So, kung 4 years, so ilang days yung 4 years? 365 times 4, 1,000 times 24, 35. So, yan yung nangyayari yung Bitcoin halving. So, let's continue. Ang tanong ngayon is, why does Bitcoin halving matter? Bakit importante ito? So, Bitcoin halving is significant because it is directly impacts the supply of Bitcoin entering the market. So, sabi ko kanina, dahil nababawasan yung supply, mas lalong kumukonti yung Bitcoin na napoproduce, dumarami yung mga bagong bumibili at nag-a-adapt ng cryptocurrency ng Bitcoin specifically, mas lalong tumataas yung value. Kasi supply and demand eh. Lumalaki yung demand, dumadami yung bumibili, dumadami yung gumagamit, tapos kunti lang yung supply, mas lalong tumataas yung value. Kaya napaka-importante sa mga kasi inaabangan nila yung mga ganitong event kasi nga yung price tumataas. So with the reduction in miners' reward, the rate at which new bitcoins are created slows down, leading to a decrease in the rate of supply growth. So yan, ganyan siya. So this scarcity model is often cited as one of the key factors contributing to Bitcoin's value proposition. So bakit tumataas o bakit sa ganitong panahon, so bakit sa ganitong pagkakataon tumataas? Kasi nga may mga event na nangyayari katulad nito. So kung titingnan natin yung Bitcoin price ni history is every 4 years talagang tumataas siya. Sumasabay siya dun sa halving event. Historical Bitcoin halving events. So yan, ano yung history niya? The first Bitcoin halving occurred in November 2012, followed by subsequent events in July 2016 and May 2020. So yan yung mga nangyari ng halving event. So, kailan yung susunod? Yan yung ngayong taon. So, each halving has historically been associated with a significant price increase in Bitcoin, although the magnitude and timing of this increase vary. So, kahit nagkakaiba-iba yung timing, pero every Bitcoin halving event, tumataas talaga yung presyo ni Bitcoin. Market response to Bitcoin halving. Historically, Bitcoin's price has experienced significant volatility around halving events. So, nagiging volatile sila, mas pag event, mas madaming transaction na nangyayari. Some analysts argue that halving events trigger a supply shock, leading to a bull market as demand outpace the reduced supply. So, pag sinabing supply shock, parang biglang lumiliit yung supply tapos ang daming demand, biglang tumataas, like in 5 minutes, it can go like 20%, 30%, ganun yung nangyayari sa mga ganitong events. That's why, hindi talaga namin ina-advise yung trading, kasi nga, sa ganitong events, pag nag-trading ka, you can lose all your money. Kasi pwede mo itaya, alimbawa, tumaya ka pababa, tapos biglang in few seconds, biglang nag 30% in few minutes, ubos yung pera mo few, diba? Ganyan yung rest sa ganitong event. So, however, others contend that halving events are already priced into the market and any price increase are driven by speculative factors. So, implications, ano naman yung implication nito sa atin, sa tulad natin. So, implication of Bitcoin halving, reduce inflation. Bitcoin halving reduces the rate at which new Bitcoins enter circulation, effectively decreasing the inflation rate of the cryptocurrency. So, yun nga, since pakunti yung Bitcoin na napoproduce, actually, ang sabi nga deflation paliit yung supply, hindi pa dami. Increase is scarcity. So, as the supply growth rate decreases, Bitcoin becomes scarce over time, potentially driving up its value. So, mas napakahirap ng makahanap o bumili ng Bitcoin kasi paliit yung supply. Ito, yung mining economics, halving events can significantly impact the profitability of Bitcoin mining operation, leading to shift in hash rate and mining difficulty. So, dati, you can become a validator using a simple computer. Sa ngayon, sa sobrang taas na yung tinatawag nilang hash rate. Itong hash rate is yung pabilisan ng dalawang computer kung sino yung makakakuha ng pag-validate ng transaction. Kasi pag ikaw yung nakabalidate, ikaw makakakuha ng Bitcoin reward. That's why, palakasan na ng computer na ginagamit. Ang gamit nila ngayon is supercomputer na to validate. So kung gusto mo makikompete, kailangan supercomputer din yung gagamitin mo. But it become parang naging mas maganda yung dating kasi nga competition, kailangan maganda yung computer mo, hindi siya maganda yung internet connection mo. Kasi the more the transaction that you process, the more Bitcoin earnings that you will have. Ganun yung nangyayari. So, future outlook, ano yung tingnan natin in the future with this while past performance is not indicative of future results, understanding the historical context of Bitcoin halving events can provide insights into potential future market dynamics. So, hindi man natin sabihin na nagkataon lang, pero every 4 years talaga tumataas yung Bitcoin. Kaya nga tinatawag natin yung next bull run, di ba? Pag nagpe-present tayo, it is starting in this year to 2024. Bakit? Kasi dito nangyayaring Bitcoin halving. Yung supply ng Bitcoin mas lalong kukunti. Sabayan pa ng Bitcoin ETF approval. Sabayan pa ng mga magagandang news. So, ganun na, kaya na trigger yung pagtaas lalo ng value. Factors such as adoption trends, regulatory developments, and macroeconomic conditions will also influence Bitcoin trajectory post-halving. So, yan pa yung nakakadagdag kung bakit masalong tumataas yung value ng Bitcoin. Tuloy-tuloy lang tayo. Ito yan. So let's take a look at this Bitcoin halving price history. So nag-start siya 2010 talaga nagka-value. 2009, 2010, 11, 12. Nag-occur yung first Bitcoin halving. Magkano yung presyo niya? 12 pesos. So, kung nag-start siya ng 0.09, tapos naging 12 within that period, tumaas siya. So, from 12, noong 2013, noong 2016, umabot siya ng 647. So, grabe ano? So, ilang times yun? Times 10 is 120. Times 5. So, 50 times, more or less, 50 times yung value ng pera mo. Kung meron kang 100,000 that time, times 50, meron kang 5M within that. So, from 2016 hanggang 2020, umabot siya ng $8,572. So, grabe, laki pa rin. And right now, magkano kaya yung aabutin? So, right now, Bitcoin is at $66,000, $67,000. So, hindi pa na siya nag-times 10. So, kung magta-times 10 siya. So, ano yung significant nito sa atin, FCC? So, our coins is directly related to Bitcoin. Once tumataas yung price ng Bitcoin, automatic tumataas din yung presyo ni FCC. Yung fund at value niya tumataas din. So, nag-iiba na lang yan kasi kung madami nagsisell na FCC holders or madaming nagbibenta kasi nga tumataas. But whatever it happens, tumataas yung overall value talaga. So, if you are looking at si Ma'am Ilway and kasi it's part of the BIP group, you look at the overall fund ni FCC. 1 month ago, it's like halos tumaas siya ng mga 40 to 50%. Ganun kasi nadadala tayo. So kung every halving nagka-times 10 yung price from 12 to 600 plus, more than times 10, it can go more than 80 to 100,000. So ibig sabihin, pwede siyang bumalo right now in 4 million to 5 million plus. So yan yung significant. Kaya nga, ang ganda ng timing na makakasabay tayo sa ganitong event at ganitong pagkakataon. So, conclusion, Bitcoin halving is a fundamental aspect of the Bitcoin protocol designed to regulate the supply of the cryptocurrency over time. So, nakadesign siyang ganyan para patagal, konti yung supply, papadami yung adoption, papadami yung bibili, gagamit, papataas yung baliktad siya sa inflation. Sa inflation kasi papadami yung pera, ito papaliit. So, in first choice coin, dito sa ating, nakakopy din yan yung ganyang system. So, sa ating staking period, every year, pababa po yan. From 100% this year, next year, 80% na lang. Next year, 60%. So, in that sense na, habang tumatagal, pataas talaga yung value niya. Kasi papalit yung supply, papadami yung hindi naman tayo titigil mag-promote. Hindi naman titigil yung cryptocurrency sumikat. Diba? So, yung mga nagsiselling din natin, mano yan, kasi insider kailangan nila ng pera or whatever. Or baka may nagsabi sa kanila na, ano yan, ganyan. Ni-negative sila, kaya yun, naging negative na. We cannot blame them, kasi sabi ko nga, you cannot please everyone. Pero, they will see in the future, sayang pala. Dapat, kasi kung titingnan mo yung Bitcoin, ilang tao yung nag-tweet mula noon na, sayang pala yung Bitcoin ko, hindi ko na sana binenta nung $12. Sayang, hindi ko sana binenta nung $100. Imagine mo kung nagbenta ka ng Bitcoin. Diba? Tapos magiging ganito yung price niya. We cannot blame everyone, pero we are discussing this sometimes. Sabi ko to sa inyo. Kasi nangyayari talaga yan. Whether we like it or not. Sabi ko nga dati nung create kami, kahit walang bumili ng FCC coins, it will have a value. Kasi nung create yan, nilagay sa exchange, may corresponding fund yan eh. Hindi naman yung kakaroong value kung walang fund. Nilagay from our personal, we provided initial liquidity. So, hindi naman yung magic na magkaroon ng value out of, kailangan mag-provide ka ng Bitcoin or cryptocurrency as fund doon sa exchanger para may bibili, may magsisell. So, if you will continue the Bitcoin halving, this year, 2024, magiging 3.1 something na lang per Bitcoin per block. Sa 2028, mahahati ulit yun. Magiging more than 1 Bitcoin na lang per block. Sa 2032, mahahati ulit yun. Until 2,200 plus, paliit yung kasi parang point something na lang yun in that time. Tingnan yung design. Sabi ko nga, wala pang 10% sa world population yung bumili o mayroong Bitcoin. Bakit? Kasi ang dami pang negative eh. So we are early in this. Nauuna tayo sa ganitong industry. Kaya nga sabi ko sa inyo, as early as now, kailangan ako, sasabi ko lagi sa kanila, i-compound nyo yung coins nyo. If you will just believe in what I'm saying, kasi proven ko na from 2016, nadaanan ko yung 2018, nadaanan ko yung 2022 na halving. Ganun talaga yung nangyayari. So, yan. We are so much excited na sa ganito. Kasi kung tingnan nyo yung response ng market, ng price. So, yan yung Bitcoin halving. I hope na, So, we are done for tonight discussion. Thank you, everyone.